little bit lighter. Let's go with orange. And there's our button with the nice chrome underneath. This is part 2 of our coolest chrome effect ever. Right here is where we left off. Now we'll get started. The next thing we're going to need is a bitmap image, a photograph or something that's a bitmap. We'll import it here, clicking the bitmap import button. Now we'll be asked to navigate to our picture. I've chosen this sort of sunset image here, which has some really good colors, some bright reds here, some bluish over here, some grays and some yellows and reds and pinks. However, it is way too big, so let's pull this down to be about the size of our project. We're still pretty big there. That's probably good just to get started. Click OK, and there's our image. It shows up at the top of the stack, so we need to move it down a little bit here, underneath our second ring that we made. Let's resize it a little bit. You don't have to keep the proportions. All we're after in this bitmap is the colors. So stretching it just a bit to make it fit outside of our ring. That's pretty much what we want. With this bitmap, we don't want an actual image. All we're after is the color. So let's boost the color by clicking Bitmap, Tweak, Color Boost. Drag the slider way up to really get some good colors coming through. That might be a little bit too much. Let's pull that down. That's pretty good. This is going to create the chrome effect, which will represent whatever it is that's shining on our button from behind our head as we look at our screen. It still has an awful lot of image detail, so we need to blur it. Bitmap, Effects, and our good old Gaussian blur. These settings are way high, and that's what we want. We don't want any detail left, we just want the colors. Okay, there we've got it. Our bitmap needs to be a ring, so hold Shift with your bitmap selected and choose the circle that we made earlier. Now we're just going to combine these suckers again. Bitmap, crop to image. And now, as you can see, our bitmap is just a ring. Doesn't look like much right now, but it will. Let's turn it off for now and choose our ring that we left at the bottom. Give it a nice flat bevel. Those settings look pretty good right as they are. We'll boost it up just a little bit to give it a bit more depth. That looks good. Now we can turn our bitmap back on, and it still looks like a bitmap. However, if we change our blend mode up here to, say, multiply, there we're starting to see the chrome come through. Multiply, how to explain, it multiplies the color underneath. That's about the best way to do it. I have found from experimenting that the hard light setting gives me the best chrome. It gives good bold colors, but it still lets a lot of the bevel effect of our underneath layer show through. That's really pretty much our button right there. The color of our top button I don't really care for. I'd like to make it more of a yellowish or a bluish or an orangish from our underlying, just to make it blend. To do that, you're going to click the eyedropper color and just mouse over until you find a good color. There's a yellow, a nice orange, maybe some of this blue, a little bit lighter. Let's go with orange. And there's our button with the nice chrome underneath. To give it some mouse action, we're going to choose our mouse over area and open up the button object palette right here. Let's give it an overframe, and for over we'll just maybe make it change color a little bit. You can see I've got it turned off here, so let's turn it on. There's our overframe. Let's make it go to a maybe this darkish blue here when we get there. That looks good to me. We're going to change the blend of this to hard light also. And there's our button. To see how this is going to work, let's open up our multimedia button again, our palette, excuse me. Turn off the overframe, and we've got this. Normal, Mouse over, it turns to the greenish color.